Should be live.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Are you ready for an interesting series? I think that these two teams put up some of the most interesting series.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just, I mean, Nutbusters is just one like they just you can tell they just have so much fun while playing. They just go for like the crazy comps with Dave and Adam just like going bananas all over draft, and then you have MVP with just some of the strongest laners in the whole server, just popping off no matter what they pick.
Yeah, I think Nutbusters is definitely a team that you can kind of look at them and tell that like they play with a certain kind of energy. Like they put all the cards on the table, and it's really fun to watch.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And I'm excited to see them play against Mass Valoran Pirates because I think they're the only team so far that's made a 3-game series for Spectres. So though I think you
Mm-hmm.
have a really cool like interesting team that's done something so far that other people haven't, and then you have a team that always plays balls to the wall, and so it would be really
Absolutely.
fun to see them go head to head.
Yeah, and we are a few games into the season now, so we are seeing the standings start to take shape. However, at this point, teams are sort of feeling out their identities. Obviously, you probably don't want to hear that these standings aren't going to be the way it goes forever on the Spectres, but we're definitely still feeling out the teams just because Busters are 0-3 at the point. This point does not mean anything when it comes to the rest of the season. Um, so we're definitely going to see some back and forth, and these two are definitely some of the most like dynamic teams. I think, like you were saying.
I'm definitely excited to get deeper. Well, I don't know because there's been like some scheduling like hiccups a little bit. I think
Mm.
with a couple of teams, and so we've like some teams have rematched like a team or two already and haven't like played every team once yet necessarily. So I'm excited to get deeper into the second half of the regular season, just to see how all the teams shake up. Because I don't know, I definitely don't think that the Nutbusters deserve to be 0-3.
Yeah, absolutely.
I definitely think that, like I said, I don't know. It'll be an interesting series tonight, and it could go either way. But it would be really cool if Nutbusters could pull out their first win here.
Yeah, it's
Not trying to
definitely.
throw shade at Mass Valor and
I was gonna
Pirates.
say
I
yeah,
just I
yeah.
just think they deserve a win, and not that Mass Valor and Pirates is going to give it to them, but it'd be really cool to see them come out and perform.
Yeah, we've had some drama in the server about casting bias, but I mean, we're just here for the most, I think, entertain. I mean, as a caster, I'm here for the most entertaining series possible, and I guess theoretically upsets, if you want to call it that, are definitely very exciting. But either way, it's going to be a very, very cool series.
Yeah, no, I've been trying to get in on a couple of the casts just to feel it out, but I definitely wanted to sign up for this one because of how interesting I anticipate this being.
Oh yeah. So we do have draft links set up, and that should be starting in just a couple of minutes now. Which leaves us some time to talk about these players. So I have this pulled up now. We can see like the players' champions that they performed the best on. And we can see some crazy stuff here. Obviously, we have the notorious, Will's Twitch. 14-6 with a 2.72 KDA, just absolutely absurd. Would be a lot higher probably if he got to play it and it wasn't banned all the time. But I wonder if we're gonna see that trend continue tonight of the Twitch perma ban. But obviously, that's a draft strategy that I think a lot of teams, when facing Nutbusters, is very interesting. You have that such a demanding pick when it comes to draft of banning it versus counter picking it. And we'll have to see what MVP chooses in that lane. I know historically MVP tends to draft off of meta a lot of the time. So so we'll have to see if they're going to continue that pattern and leave the Twitch up eventually, or if they're going to go on to more of a player style banning and do that.
Right, because I mean, clearly, Will's really good at Twitch. Has amazing win rate, has respectable KDA, but obviously, Twitch is not an unbeatable champion, even just in terms of champion versus champion aspects. And so, I think I think if Mass Valoran Pirates have put together like a game plan, even if they give him the Twitch, I think it's still possible to like find advantages and ways around that.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could be wrong, but I don't think we've seen Adam play much top lane this season. I know he's had some games, but I think he's been playing ADC a lot too, right?
Right. Actually, I'm interested now. I want to dig into the statistics a little bit. So far this season in team series games, he has played majority. Actually, it looks like he's played 3 bot games, 3 top games.
Okay, so it's evened out.
Split. And however, the majority of his bans are top lane bans plus the Zaya. Which is interesting that we haven't seen the Gangplank banned because I mean it's obviously hard because there are so many good picks, but I mean I feel like all the Gangplank players in the server are just absolutely monsters in that champion, just every single one of them.
Yeah, and I mean especially if you look at last season, I know there's at least a couple examples of Adam kind of snapping on the Gangplank.
Yeah.
Otherwise, how would he have the win rate in the KD? He's got to at least have shown it a few times.
I've definitely been on the
and he's against my goat Puza.
Oh my gosh, yes, the Yorick legend.
Honestly, just because of these 2 players here, I mean, I guess I'm biased because I'm a top lane player, but I'm gonna be really paying attention to this. I think Puza has improved a lot over a very short course of time, and I mean, Adam's definitely a good player, so it'll be interesting to see how Puza can, kind of use his strategies that he's developed to potentially try to find some advantages and eke those out over Adam, a really respectable player.
I do want to mention real quick, as was announced, I think the other day, I think there's an announcement about Briar, right? Am I making that up? Yeah, Briar.
Briar's available, right?
Available in team format, however, available in signups, but will be available in team format starting September 27th.
Okay,
so it's the patch after, yeah. So I just wanted to clarify that for draft, which I believe both teams should be readying up for, but I do not think we have seen yet.
Honestly, Briar being disabled is a blessing because I know nothing about that.
I was gonna say,
I played with it on my team. I played with it on my team, I think, like 5 times since it came out, and I just know that it ults across the map, and you can hit W. The champ plays itself for a second. That's all I know.
Yeah. All I know is that we'd see some, we'll possibly see some inting. I don't know, because it's she can't really turn it off when she starts. But so I believe we should be seeing draft start any second now. Whenever they ready up. I think we're waiting on Nutbuster stat, but
Okay, well, I mean, while we still have a little bit of time, while there's getting ready for draft, I don't want to make the player talk just about Will, Adam, and Puza. I mean, if we look at the jungle, I think, if I remember correctly, in our series against MVP, Aya was not playing that game. I think it was Silico, I believe so. Yeah, and so yeah, I haven't seen Aya play. Like, I haven't seen a game Aya played in since like earlier streams.
Right.
So I'm not too sure how things have been shaken out in the jungle. But I mean, clearly, if you look at the champions on the left, there's a lot of zeros next to the L's.
Yeah.
And so I mean, at least some of these champions have been working out for.
We're seeing some dominant performances.
Yeah, and I think you have a lot of synergy, like in the jungle mid for MVP between Heroic and Aya.
Right.
And so I think that especially, like, I've seen Dave. I know Dave for the Katarina. The Katarina, that's I think Dave. I just think Katarina, but obviously he's pulled out a few different picks mid and performed well on them. But I don't know. I don't know if they have the same synergy that in the 2v2 in like the mid jungle that MVP has. So I want to see mid lane. I want to see 2 picks that just just check each other. I want to
Mhm.
see two picks that go all out, and I want to see this 2v2 like be a bloodbath.
Oh yeah, I definitely want to see some deaths early in the game. I don't want to see a scaling battle. No.
I'm not
We're
telling you
gonna see
guys
some
to run
blood.
it down for
I'm
content,
telling you
but
guys to run it down for content. Let's see some blood. So I will say, in regards to draft, which still has not started, I think that it was very, very smart, if not, the only choice to go red side for Nutbusters here, with such strong solo lanes for like heroic, giving that last pick advantage has single handedly won MVP many series. And so I just want to say that like he's such a strong gravitational field when it comes to draft that he really necessitates taking red side away. Although I do think that on the other side, Nutbusters also has very very strong solo laners that obviously will be rewarded by these counter picks as well. Do they
yeah,
think
I mean,
draft
I
is
think
15 minutes? Do they think it's?
oh,
I,
are we still waiting on draft?
yeah, we're still waiting on draft. I'm just. Uh, I guess while I have people listening, so for sign up drafts, it's 15 minutes for the first game, 10 minutes for subsequent games, and that's because with signups, you have new teams. There's a lot of information that you have to digest all at once. Whereas for series games, team series games, it is 10 minutes for the first game and 5 minutes for the later games. So if anyone's listening and doesn't know that, in the future we can make that adjustment hopefully. But I don't know.
No, this just means that we're gonna get juicy drafts from both teams.
Exactly, we're
There's
gonna
gonna be a lot of
Giga Brain.
high IQ moves in the draft.
Exactly.
It's gonna be like chess.
Oh yeah. We're gonna. I want to see some crazy. What's your dream? Crazy pick. What do you want to see?
Um, honestly, I think that I just don't know how the draft's going to shake out. I don't know what picks are going to be up. There's a lot of. I was going to comment on the fact, like at least for draft on red side for Nutbusters, they kind of have, like obviously in their two solo lanes they have Adam and Dave, which both I think given a counter pick can really have an opportunity to open up the game. And on the other side, I think you have a lot of focus put on mid lane with heroic. Like he's the guy that if they're on red side, they're saving last pick for. They're gonna let him get his champion in the matchup he wants, so he can be comfortable and play his game.
Oh yeah.
And so I think red side, at least for Nutbusters, has a lot of value. And here we are getting into draft.
And there's the Gangplank we were talking about before.
Yeah. So no gangplank. Maybe in games after these, but to be determined.
Yeah, and I will say I got a message. Apparently, the delay in draft was due to just some. They're just waiting on a particular player. So I'm glad I aired this PSA, but apparently that was not the issue in this case. Yeah. So I already see the.
It was valuable information. Okay. At arena.
The MVP is banned.
So the two champions that
well, not one tricks, but notorious picks. The shining the soul laner bans make sense since they don't have red side. They're trying to get rid of these strong threats. The Nautilus.
Okay, I kind of. No, they swapped to the Silas. I kind of liked the strategy at first. Like I said, Heroic's still on blue side, so he doesn't get last pick. But I don't know. Like you can attack a couple key characters, but I don't know if you can really ban this guy out fully. And Rengar, another. The three champions that those three players are kind of known for, just banned in game one. Let's go.
Yeah, I feel like every single player on Nutbusters has just a signature champion, really, because you have beyond those three, you have Will's Twitch and Michaela's Soraka. So it really they could have banned any of those champions, and they really just are banning a singular pick. So we are going to see the blue side first pick here. That is again obviously the advantage of blue side. We were talking about the disadvantages in terms of last pick, but you do secure this Ashe pick here, one of the strongest ADCs in the game right now, as far as I'm aware. I think she has very good win rate and a lot of very very good duos in the support lane right now. And I'm not sure if Will plays Ashe, but I think given his playstyle of the hyperscaling ADCs, it definitely seems like it's would have been on the table.
Yeah, I mean Ashe, like you said, really strong champion. Definitely, I think one of the characters that's like up Valor's wheelhouse. I think he likes to play those hyper carries, evidenced by like the Zeri priority that we saw as well. So definitely a good first pick.
And we're seeing Michaela Seraphine come out. That was obviously I keep saying obviously. That was a mainstay of season, was it 4? There was that one season where Seraphine was just picked every single game. And we see an Ashe coming out, Ashe. Ari.
Definitely you can kind of tell with kind of like the seemingly, I don't want to call it random because I don't want to disrespect their draft, but like the focus on the Silas, definitely probably going to see a couple more champions at least from Nutbusters that come out with impactful ultimate abilities that are going to be key to look out for.
We're seeing Nico blind early in draft.
Well, definitely a flex pick though, right. I think. So not egregious at all.
I think, well, I'm actually not sure. I haven't been following their match histories too closely, but I wonder if they've been practicing this champion recently. Oh, that's everyone's favorite champion. Everyone loves watching this Cassante, right?
Okay, yeah, definitely leaving jungle and potentially mid. Or is Nico like mid support or is Nico like a jungler?
I don't believe she has a. I think when she actually did get jungle buffs.
I'm mainly just, is Nico a 2-way flex or a 3-way flex?
I think that given MVP, the way they draft it could definitely be a 3-way flex here.
Oh, okay. And Fiora coming out from Adam, definitely a good matchup for Fiora.
Right.
Pretty favorable, especially early on in the game. Got a lot of power coming up in this bot lane for MVP, and looks like a lot of power put into top lane so far for Nutbusters.
Yeah, I will say I'm not sure I fully understand the strategy of picking 2 solo laners on red side in the first 3. I think you definitely have a little bit of flex with Fiora. I don't think you have very much flex with. I think that's pretty much just a top laner. Ari is, especially given this team, potentially an 80 APC, I think. But it's really not the strongest flex pick, in my opinion. So I think it's interesting to see that pulled out here on this side of the map.
It could be the Nutbusters are just knowers, and while we think Nico might be a flex, they know where Nico's going.
That's true. But, so yeah, for the bans here, we do have Hecarim and Rakan coming out against MVP, and against Nutbusters, we have the Kindred and the Udyr. Obviously, it makes sense that Kindred is very strong. I'm not sure Mike is super known for the Udyr pick. I would need to look in on that, but definitely that Rengar Kindred style is absolutely menacing, and it's what he's known for most.
Okay, yeah, Twitch got left up, so like you said, signature champion available, signature champion locked in.
Yeah, I get it. I feel like that kind of, unless it's, I guess Twitch is also just an ultimate flex pick, right? You can play genuinely any of the 5 roles, but my prediction
I think as a R4. You're kind of probably telling where the Twitch is going, though.
I just don't super understand the whole last pick jungle, to be honest.
Well, so I got Kassadin coming out. Kassadin, another strong champion at the moment. Stealth buffed by Riot, and then kind of just told everyone, "Yeah, guys, that's the way it is."
Like, what the? Okay, so. Huh. Oh, they know they can't. They know they can't. I hope. Please don't pick it. Please do not. Okay. Looks like gonna see, an aggressive style jungler. Probably a strong ganker, Poppy's a ganker, I think. I don't know how this game works, actually. I'm just kind of talking.
Poppy would actually be a
Volibear. Ooh. Huh. Wait, so what do you think the lane assignments are? Is it Twitch?
I think it's Twitch Seraphine bot. in
What an
Volibear jungle.
interesting draft strategy.
No, I mean, let's see. Let's think through it. I definitely think MVP draft, they first pick Ash, and then they have the flex in Nico, so you're not really sure where that's going. And then they lock in top because they don't want Puza's pool to get too pinched.
Right.
And so Nutbusters, they respond with Seraphine Ari to the Ash. I'm thinking maybe at least they wanted to pick support first, at least. I think just as a like lower stakes, less committal pick,
Right.
like team comp wise. And I think maybe Michaela just maybe it's a champion that they thought, because like I said, they're going for these impactful ultimates. They banned the Silas away, and so things like the Seraphine and the Ari are like super like bad ultimates to have a Twitch or a Silas on the enemy team with.
Right.
So
we are seeing in the server the first time Cassante from Puza, which is super exciting. Obviously, been a fan favorite top laner from this season. Just a new talent, absolutely crushing. In terms of what's it called? I'm just having some really good performances, and like you were saying, like the learning is very, very good. I think lobby is being filled out now. I'm not sure what's happening there. I just got a message. Sorry.
Yeah, no, first time appearances for Luza, Mike, and Dave. I think, like I said, Fiora, I feel, is favored pretty heavily in the Cassante matchup, at least for sure in the earlier parts of the game. I think there's definitely spaces where you can mess it up.
Right.
Wonder how I know that. Speaking from experience, XD. I'm bad. Graves against Volibear. I know Graves kind of fell out for a little bit before they kind of like unnerfed / rebuff jungle invading.
Right.
Because I remember for a while, jungle invading just wasn't something that was worth doing anymore. And so like those kind of more aggressive junglers fell off a little bit because you could play less like junglers that couldn't protect themselves as easily. You could play those more confidently because you weren't expecting to get invaded 24/7 by a Graves or an Elise or a Lee Sin or something like that. So I'm not exactly. I don't have a bunch of recent experience with either of these two champions in the jungle, so I can't really comment on how that goes. But I imagine Graves is definitely going to have a faster clear, maybe not a healthier clear, but I do think he's going to be able to move around the map faster and farm a little bit quicker than the Volibear.
Yeah, it's been a while since I've, like you said, seen a Volibear. He was very strong before the durability patch hit, I think, or was that whenever the Chem Tank item got changed? Because I think that was the moment where he kind of just dropped off the face of the earth in terms of like players. But yeah, it's nice to see him coming back. I think that sort of like more aggressive style of ganking, that's what's just farming up like we might see from the Graves, is definitely up Mike's wheelhouse. So I'm very excited to see that. This bot lane's gonna be very interesting because Nico support obviously has a lot of mind games attached to it. And we know the strength of Ash, but having Will's Twitch, it's always a question of, how far can he push whatever advantage he's going to get from that pick. And, Michaela Seraphine is, as you can see here by the 3.7 KDA, very, very historically strong. I think, who do you think wins? Because I'm bad at comps, so it seems to me that if you're gonna have Fiora splitting and you're gonna have the rest of Nutbusters trying to play relatively normal front to back with Twitch, Seraphine, and Volibear. Ari? Am I reading that right, or am I just
yeah, I think in this game I like MVP's draft a little bit better. Some aspects of that is like just the matchups, and then like also you lead into like the synergy. I think that the four, like if you assume that Cassante and Fiora are off doing top lane daycare things. I think the 4v4 is favored for MVP.
Mm-hmm.
I think they have a lot more like they have a lot more longer range for like surprise ambush potential. Like Nico and Twitch both hiding. One hides in the shadows, the other hides in plain sight. But I think I think it's just easier to operate, especially the later you get into the game as Kassadin and Ash with
Right.
supporting Graves and Nico.
Yeah, I do think that the only thing of he that 4v4 T5 really lacks is like a strong true front line, because they have Graves, who is fairly tanky, but I mean nothing compared to the Volibear, which I assume is going to be going full tank here, not like one of those crazy AP builds. But yeah, in terms of the scaling, I mean, once you get past a certain item count and level count, you have the Kassadin scaling, the Ash scaling, which compared to really just the Twitch, R doesn't really scale well or scale that well, and Volibear scaling is not the best. So I think this clock is sort of this game is on a clock for Nutbusters here.
Uh, to an extent, I don't think it's. I'm not trying to say it's doomed. I think the
Right.
game. I think the early game is definitely a little bit on Mike and Adam
Mm-hmm.
to try to separate themselves, extend like a little bit of a lead, and get Adam set up to kind of just operate however he feels like in the mid game. Like even if your comp isn't favored as hard, if you have a Fiora that
Right.
can just say, I'm gonna go to this location,
3 of you need
and
to respond to me.
yeah, like I mean, yeah, I don't. People know how League of Legends work, but yeah,
Mm.
like if Fiora can do that, then that's not nothing
Right.
at all, and so that'll definitely put like a stick in the straight up 4v4
Right.
like scenario that we've been thinking about so far.
What other slides do I have here? So I guess 16 records overall. This is our first volleyball game, which is exciting. Cassante is doing pretty good, and Ash apparently, we've not been doing so hot. 6 and
Wait, and that's
12.
just this season. 6-12 for
That
Ash.
seems oddly high. Is that right? Hmm. But I think most of the we have some very strong Twitch players this season. Um, oh yeah,
And I think also, I don't know. I could be. I think in a couple of MetaBuster series, um, there was a player that they had that played
yeah.
Twitch. I think they
Stav
played
is
like Twitch like 3 out of 4 games
yeah.
potentially. So yeah, maybe like people that can perform, but also it doesn't look like there's a lot of prio being placed by opposing teams when you come up against these players.
All
So
right, skin review,
be interesting
quick.
to see if they can flip that on them and make
Yeah.
them regret it. Maybe
Oh,
we'll see some ban adaptations in game 2 from MVP if Will kind of shows them that they
right.
shouldn't just disrespect his name like that.
We're stuck at 0% here. I wonder why. But I definitely we have some. Yeah, it's weird. I think that yeah, Metabusters picked up this new Twitch player, Stav the Goat. Thank you for the carry. But it'll be interesting to see how it develops, because I think this is a unusual draft. In terms of the priority of red and blue side and the picks they chose to do, but leaving. I mean, yeah, they banned 3, you know, like notorious champions, and there were still, the Seraphine and the Twitch left up. So like, both of those, it's just very hard to ban. So I can see which is the biggest problem. I'm not sure I'm stuck to 0% loading, but
Yeah, I mean, it's it's only game 1 of a potentially 3-game series. MVP could just be feeling it out
right,
for game 1, just seeing what works and what doesn't. I mean, both teams could be doing that. That might be why you and I can't put a finger on the opening. But here we are getting in the game.
and I think stream is set up correctly, but someone has to tell me if it's wrong on Twitch. All right, so we've got an AFK Ari. Come on, trolling. Um, I think it's interesting to see. There have definitely been some teams that have more consistent starting strategies. I know last season we had, I think it was Nutbusters that would go for an invade very commonly. So seeing those patterns develop this season is very fun for me. We've got a very classic 5-point from MVP here, and then pretty much no top side protection from Nutbusters going out.
Yep, Graves spotting out the ward being put down. I think other than that, not really any interaction at all going on.
Yeah.
Aside from the chat.
Which is always fun.
Okay, yeah, Graves starting top side. I don't know if who's is actually leashing. Yeah, it doesn't look like he is. Graves isn't needed anyway.
Right.
Oh, so cool. I don't know if they fixed it to where Twitch can't, like, it'll drop down to 1 before it does it, but that was so. I don't know. I just had a very strong reaction.
Yeah.
I was scared. Yeah, Fiora showing what she can do against Cassante. Like, Cassante Q is on a low cooldown.
I was just about to comment on the extra casting minion. I was like, I wonder if they're gonna notice. And then, I mean, obviously it was nothing big, but it's always so it just hurts my head. And I play against Nico. You gotta count the waves.
Yeah, Fiora playing this well. Not pushing the wave too fast. Creating an XP advantage and trading pretty decently while the wave pushes in.
So in the bottom here, I just noticed that we have a cleanse from the Ashe. I think if you have Ahri coming bot, getting out of that charm, and then the Seraphine charm and root as well are very strong CC. So I think that makes sense. Meanwhile, we have the heal from Will, where there's not a ton of CC outside of Ashe Arrow because Cassante is not really coming bot, but just getting out of the situations is more valuable there.
Yeah, no, I think
Graves is clearing slowly, like very slowly. I just noticed. Am I crazy?
Well, I mean, I couldn't comment on the exact.
I mean, yeah, I don't know how to clear, but I'm just noticing how far Volibear is ahead.
Yeah, this bot lane kind of playing out so far how I expected it to. I think Twitch really can't find an angle with the Ashe W as long as she uses it intelligently. Like at least in lane, like straight 2v2. It is different if you're coming like map rotation, but
this Anom is and yeah, then we see the Twitch getting ahead. Flashes forward to stay within the invisibility range, so both laners, the cleanse comes out. Both laners are picking up, bot laners are picking up a kill. Really well played flash from Will there just to pick up the kill on that low support.
The cleanse value not getting like the best representation there, but I just wanted to go back to it as you were talking about it. I think the cleanse on Ashe is really smart. When you're dealing with like Volibear, like I think if you're dealing with Volibear and Twitch and Seraphine, like there's really only one CC you need to worry about because Volibear is just going to get kited out, or he should. And so having the cleanse to cleanse that one CC is super impactful.
Right.
I think it's when you have multiple sources of CC and you take cleanse that it gets kind of redundant to a degree because one spell you can't cleanse everything. But
there's quite a
really good plays in the bot lane.
Yeah,
being able to trade the kill back, really big to not just let one go uncontested, but big CS leads, top lane, and a somewhat sizable one being created mid lane for Kassadin.
Team says note the roster swap on Nutbusters not mentioned on cast. Yeah, I mean, I might be wrong, but I think we've seen this roster a few times. And there's, unfortunately, there's a solo kill from Adam. Like
Stop showing your bias, bro.
Well,
Yeah, no, a solo kill coming across for the Fiora.
I can't lie, Cassante died. Woo!
Yeah, bro, bootlicker.
I've played into a Fiora before, man. I have sympathy. And there's really good E coming out from Michaela. A lot of that Volibear gank to just happen for almost minimal effort from Zach.
The Nico Q actually hits 2, which might burn out here. Seraphine definitely goes down. Oh, maybe not. The flash away to save. Yeah, it looks like this just fizzles out here. Doesn't look like there's much more happening. Oh! Okay, yeah, this game is turning out exactly how I hoped it did.
Wait,
I'm so happy at the moment.
Wait, I'm confused.
I'm so happy at the moment.
Wait, who's
Look
the
at all
mid
these
Who's the mid laner
kills.
for Nutbusters?
It's Dave, right?
No, that's the jungle.
Oh, what? Oh, yeah.
Is that Dominic?
I think
This is not the roster I was told. Was this what caused the draft delay? Wait, I'm so confused. Huh? Sorry, that was heartbreaking. Who's almost getting a solo kill there, and then Fiora pops ult, and then just Conquer comes through. Yeah, so the rosters, I guess, sorry for misleading y'all. This is not what we were told either. I'm a bit confused how this happened, but
Do we know what the situation is yet, or is it still just up in the air? I mean, they're playing the game, so.
Yeah, so who? I think Dean says Afro is Dominic, but did MVP know that was happening during draft? Because that seems not good. I hope they know. I hope they knew. Best case scenario is they knew we didn't, and I'm hoping that's what it was.
There's no way to know for sure here, but
yeah, it doesn't matter. Obviously, for now we're in the game. We know because they banned for Mike, right? They just banned all Mike's champs. Anyway,
I mean they banned Rengar. Yeah, oh yeah, and the Udyr and
and the Kindred.
Kindred, right?
So I don't know. Anyway, so we have some action out here happening in the bot lane. Do you just want to go over the map state right now? We've missed a little bit, I think. Then we have Volibear ganking top. This should just be a kill. Cassandra should not be able to get away. No ult up, and nothing to ult through regardless. But action happening bot lane as well. Twitch picks up a kill, flashes away, but Nico is managing to pick it up, but is gonna dive for it. So yeah, we're just seeing a lot of action there. Our wish came true, but
yeah, see, I think both ended up dying to Twitch there, right?
Yeah.
With the poison at the end. Yeah,
I believe so.
Yeah, here we can take a step back, look at the game state. Starting top lane, kind of like how I told you, Fiora kind of just does what she wants, especially if she gets a little bit of attention from her pal in the jungle. 3-0, 60 or 55-ish CS lead. Only up one plate, but I don't think you're really upset about only having one plate when you look at the rest of the scoreboard.
Right.
In the jungle, I'd say both junglers playing pretty well so far for the game state that we're in. Graves has a CS lead, as you would kind of expect. His clear speed has probably picked up a little bit, but they've both been around the map, making plays, participating with their team. So really good looks from those. Neutral objective picked up for MVP too, but you would kind of expect that with the leads that they kind of have mid and all the action happening bot. They've kind of been not necessarily on the losing end of it, but they've been acquiring resources as well.
Yeah. I think some behind the scenes stuff is happening about the draft because you know if they drafted not knowing the right team that yeah, sorry, I'm not commentating that. PR just picked up another kill. But yeah, if you know, I think a redraft might need to happen if the game was drafted under, I guess, false pretenses. But yeah, we'll need to see. I don't think the players are going to be responding to messages right now as they're in game, but
yeah, Ripped Herald getting dropped bot here. I think they picked up. There's 2 plates, right? I think there was already 1 missing.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. But I'm curious to see. I think the MVP bot lane is ahead in gold for sure.
I can
against
check
their counterparts at the moment.
Yes, yeah.
Probably not by much. Yeah, it's like a 600 gold lead.
Ashe coming out. Seraphine does not have cleanse like the Ashe, and that is just a double kill. 4 Graves there.
Yeah, I mean, especially when you're up against, if you're in the same vicinity of these 3 champions.
Oh, and there's a solo kill mid. Yeah, heroic. Just, I mean, playing around the waves well, just pushing it under, getting the dive. Really good stuff from him.
Yeah, I mean, look, you got a smoke screen coming at you. You got an invisible Nico throwing ever-expanding CC circles at you. A little bit of... Fiora picks up another one, extending her lead just a little bit more. I think she might be able to pick up the tower here, too.
She has, teleport. Yeah, double the gold of Cassante at this point.
Yeah, but I mean, to get this out of the way, you have Nico throwing CC at you, you got a smoke screen, you can't see Ashe's W and R'ing you, and her auto attack slow. Like, if you are if you're trying to get away from these guys, you're probably already dead at that point.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm sorry.
So I will note the Moonstone on Seraphine here. I'm not sure if I'm the... as someone who has not most familiar with the new items, to be perfectly honest, I'm not sure I'm the biggest fan of the Moonstone here. I feel like I would personally go for more of a Shurelius type build. You know, having that Volibear engage easier, having the Twitch kiting, and the RE picks just being more potent. I feel like you're not getting a ton of value out of Moonstone in these AoE heals because I feel like you're having a kind of split team fight. But that could just be me. I don't know. I trust the players. Oh wow, very narrowly dodging that Nico. Does the projectile get bigger, or is it just the CC that gets bigger? I don't actually know how this game works.
I think it's just the projectile.
So we have Volibear looping behind here. Let's see if they're going to be able to pick him off before Fiora comes down. It looks like they are going to not be able to. Oh my god, Volibear ult comes down, and he just will not die. That is an unkillable Volibear, and now we have a 7-0 Fiora. That is not going to feel good. I think... Yeah,
I mean, big gold influx for Nutbusters there. I think they went from being 2,500 gold down to now being up by 300 gold with that swing. That's honestly what we really needed to see from Nutbusters. We needed to see. Obviously, we had the Volibear top a couple times, and that's great. But what we really needed to see was Fiora drawing attention from the other members of MVP topside, and you know, capitalizing on those with their team, picking up 2 towers.
Yeah, that,
they're now up. They're now up 1.5.
A lot of gold.
Or 1.2 thousand gold. Yeah, from being down. Double that. The big swing here. Is Kassadin though?
He's just walking forward.
He's kind of quiet, but he's extremely scary.
That's a horror movie. He just walks forward. You know, there's I mean, if the Volibear had not been around, I think there's nothing you can do there. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I mean, I say quiet. He's 2-0, but you know, he's been mid. Hasn't left from that spot a whole lot, but he has garnered a almost 70 CS lead here, and is about to pick up the tower. I don't see a way where Volibear stops him. Volibear might actually be in trouble.
Yeah, that was pretty aggressive positioning there, or at least disrespectful positioning.
Yeah. Also unfortunate. I think his ultimate was on like less than 10 seconds when that happened, and he ends up burning the flash, and I'm still dying for it. Right? So yeah.
Oh, we have Puza. Unfortunately, tanking turret there. Just the minis were just a bit too far out. And having to use the flash to get away. So it looks like bot lane is rotating and the Fiora is now bot. Let's see if she can TP coming down from the Kassadin, and that should
very aggressive.
That has to be a dead Fiora. Okay, and is able to pick up the kill on that. I don't know the camera. Okay. Cassante died, unfortunately, to the Twitch Seraphine. But Fiora was able to pick up a 1-for-1 inside of that 3v1, especially against you know, pretty strong numbers from MVP.
Yeah, but I mean, that's 1,000 gold going over to the Ashe for that death.
Yeah, and on that hyperscaling type of champion, that's definitely you know, feeding into their win condition.
I think you can definitely look at a couple past Spectre streams and see me die in that exact same spot, outnumbered without my team around. So it's not like I can be like, haha, got you. But yeah, definitely super aggressive positioning from Adam there. Maybe not operating with full knowledge. Maybe just
I do think that
far you can push the boundaries.
The TP from Kassadin, it is definitely very possible that there was just a free double kill. Well, not free, but a double kill there with skillful enough play from the Fiora. So definitely one of those more, I guess, skill check plays where it's just like, can you stop me here? And, you know, that is sometimes good. Sometimes when you have, you know, 1,000 gold on your name, might not be as valuable of an exercise, but I'm not the one Fiora, so.
Fiora Q prioritizing the champion instead of the tower causes her to start thinking aggro. Graves is he's circling the waters.
Yeah, so there is no vision here for Adam. So yeah, assuming this
ultimate is up,
Cleave is gonna start taking on the wave. Graves just show himself.
I don't think she has Conqueror stacked here yet.
No,
yeah, it's just a dead Fiora. It looks like.
But, okay, the ult takes it, but we do have Kassadin Flash there in the skirmish.
Yeah, Heroic definitely. I think playing.
Did he have Hullbreaker before? I think he did, right?
He did have Hullbreaker. Yes. But, yeah, Heroic definitely playing a slightly more reserved game, I think, at the moment.
Right, I mean, when you're on these picks,
well, yeah, but I mean, he's up quite a bit of CS, and he's 2-0-3. I would have expected to see a Dark Seal bot already.
Right, yeah.
But yeah, you can definitely tell with that flash there. Just really wanted to make sure that not taking.
This should just be a dead Cassante for sure. Not gonna ult through the wall. Yeah.
Honestly, a Cassante with yeah, I think maybe if he had Gauntlet there, could have been closer. Could have been a lot closer. Could have been. It was looking dangerous for Twitch potentially.
Yeah.
Flash comes out.
So yeah, we had
slink out.
We had seen Nutbusters ahead, and that was really when Fiora was exerting a lot of pressure on the map. But since we've seen Fiora, you know, up until just now, at more of a standstill on the map, giving away the shutdowns. But you know, here we're seeing Herald crash and tier 2 turret. That will be a massive infusion of gold. I'm gonna.
Interesting to know. Well, it looks like we're about to see some action.
I don't know who to watch. Okay. Okay. Nothing's happening bot lane, and they should just be picking up Kassadin here.
One shot on Kassadin?
There's no way that did not hit him. That's a crazy reaction time. Oh my gosh.
I say the one shot on Kassadin, everything hit that guy, and he still took a couple years to die.
Love that champion. Actually, his row is about to go off. What level is that going to put him? I can't check because he's dead, I guess. See, I'm going to be able to pick off the Graves there.
Yeah, the rest of Nutbuster is here converging.
Very messy team fight, and it looks like it's just going to be a clean 3 for none on the side, or sorry, 3 for 1 on the side of Nutbusters.
Wait, yeah, in the past 20 minutes, we've seen like 1,000+ gold swings from either side. Like 3 different times.
And that is what we're here to see. This is the juice. Yeah, so you're seeing, Fiora picked up the tier 2s from both side lanes and is now going for mid lane and manages to solo heal the Kassadin. Yeah, well played from Adam here. Really just eating up the whole map.
I think Heroic just really
underestimated
not expecting that outcome apparent from his movements.
Right.
But yeah, that's big. I mean,
that's a long
I don't know how much gold she would
timer.
get from killing Cassante again. So
Right,
kill on
right.
the Kassadin is like super valuable.
Yeah, I think
just
we're
off
down
of,
to
that alone.
Nearing 100 at this point, if not already there. I don't know. I gotta get my resident Baus FFF fan Noam to he'll know that number off the top of his head. But so this might be okay. Yeah, they can't really overextend into the Seraphine here. We see 4 members of Nutbusters lurking in the shadows. But the Graves damage burst is always a bit scary.
Yeah, and this is kind of the spot that we said Nutbusters would want to find themselves in. A super strong Fiora that's been in all 3 lanes pressuring objectives and kind of just being a general nuisance. And so far, I mean, I think it's still anyone's game at this point.
Right.
But definitely putting themselves in a good position.
Yeah, despite all the action, we're only 22 minutes in. It feels absurd to say. But yeah, this game's really only just starting.
Yeah, Nutbuster is calling Baron as Adam's trying to
the
PvP
flash
here.
Q!
It's the Graves. I think Kassadin not continue to chase. Yeah, really well played. 1v1vxing by Fiora on the inhib while the team takes Baron.
Oh my god, where did I mean, yeah, this is the Adam we know and love. Oh my god.
Yeah, unfortunately for Adam, no riposte for the Nico ultimate, so kind of gets put in daycare timeout and goes down super low, dies to the last tick of the ignite, I think.
Yeah. If he had survived that, I would. Oh my gosh, I would have had to quit this game. I think. I don't know. I think. I would have watched Peakly if I didn't say.
It's a 4-item plus boots full breaker.
Yeah.
Fiora with 120 CS lead and
let's look at that
13
goal.
kills.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. So I mean, again, Nutbusters does have fairly significant gold lead at this point of 3,000-4,000. Getting Flash away, Nico's gonna live. But look how much of it is in this Fiora. I mean, it's just absurd that 14,000 gold, almost 15 at this point. Oh my god. Kassadin basically one-shotting the Twitch there. Wow. Yeah, I mean, this is the concern. You have this level 16 Kassadin now. He's going to be ulting out in and out of every fight. And it's just a matter of if he can shut down this Fiora.
Okay, riposte for the Nico ultimate.
I didn't know that.
It,
and that's a dead Cassante.
100 gold for killing Cassante.
Yeah.
We guessed it.
Yeah, Grush, this is how you win with Fiora. Fiora players just take note. So we are seeing some action both here and in the top lane. Volibear's gonna ult in and then flash QW and still die. Ari should die as well. Meanwhile, Fiora should just be one. Okay, Conquer and healing was not enough. So that is the long death timer on Fiora. He's going for the 2 levels down 1v1? Is he gonna win? He would have won!
But yeah, like I said there, the Volibear using every cooldown, trying his damnedest to, make something happen, get on enemy characters, and even just with Graves and Ash there, he's having a difficult time just through the nature of the champions. But yeah, honestly, this game looked super good for Nutbusters, and still does, but MVP with this Cassidy in the last couple minutes has kind of really brought it back. Another not another 1,000+ gold swing, but they're evened it up essentially.
Yeah. And it's hard because you have, pretty much the majority of, threat on the side of Nutbusters on the Fiora. With the Hullbreaker, she really can't, if they're trying to force a fight as 5, wow, Nutbusters really just can't really contest the 5 fights. Cassidy should just die here. Is able to pick up the Twitch, but yes, he got a 2-for-1 in a 4v1, but okay, Cassandre, unfortunately gonna pick up another death.
Yeah, let's see. MVP, even they have been doing a good job on neutral objectives. I think Nutbusters may have gotten full. No, they got one of the Rift Heralds. So
Fiora live. I mean, Fiora can't. Okay.
Nah.
I've seen some crazy stuff in this game, but I would have been.
Finally, the world makes sense.
I was gonna say, oh my gosh, top laners are not invincible.
Can't relate, but as you can see, the MVP, even though they've been dealing with a super strong Fiora and a Nutbusters that showed that in the early to mid game they could team fight around MVP pretty decently.
Mm-hmm.
MVP still did a good job at controlling neutral objectives. Picking up the first Rift Herald and being poised on Soul Point at the moment.
Right, because I think the only neutral objectives they've gotten in Nutbusters are the one Dragon and Baron.
But they picked up the second Herald as well.
Right. Cassidy doing Cassidy things. Let's say are going to pay off the Graves. Meanwhile, the Cassidy is just destroying the ult on the R8 and Seraphine. Volibear is going to pick up as well, and that might be. I mean, so
this might be a game.
That might be a game. It depends on. I mean, Fiora is obviously very good split pushing, but in terms of clearing the waves, she doesn't. I don't think she's the strongest.
Wave clear not Fiora's strong suit, even with Tiamat.
Be able to kill the. Oh my god!
Picks up the Cassidy. Okay.
So
honestly,
we'll be able to prevent the end because her team is spawning, but is going to do it. I mean, yeah, picked up a 3v1. What am I talking? That was crazy. That was absurd. Picked up a 3v1 under her, 5v1, and picked up 3 kills under her own turret.
Yeah, unfortunately, in the face of that endeavor, at least they still got the inhib. But really good turn. Honestly, might have been like saving the game at that point. I'm not sure if MVP would have tried for an end angle, but they definitely can't now after that.
So we do see this Baron coming up. Dragon is still 2 minutes away. No, MVP is coming back on the map. Cassidy is still dead very, very fast. We are going to see the Baron take here. I do not think there's anything that MVP can do against it. And that with the Fiora slipper is going to be very dangerous. Although we do see the Cassidy teleporting in, the Ash Arrow coming down.
Twitch is just done.
Yeah, I thought the Baron was going to be a bit faster with the Twitch, but the rest of the team should be collapsing in. Cassidy should be fine here. Is going to ult away from his team, but
yeah, the R flash to pick up Seraphine.
Oh, because I'm getting this. I just noticed.
Let's see, can Adam and Dave do this?
So, yeah, I mean, when you have the Volibear and the Fiora standing so close together, I do think that the Hullbreaker went away. I'm not sure if that made the difference there necessarily, but Fiora did seem a bit squishier than I would have expected. And then now it's, I guess, the other team's turn, MVP's turn to try and milk the Baron. It looks like they're doing it a lot faster than Nutbusters did, despite the a lot less people, but I guess the double ADC is very, very strong in that situation.
Yeah, good job by MVP to pick up the Baron there. It looked a little uncertain on that last fight, but right. I mean, I think that's just the nature of everyone having a lot of gold at this point and being up in levels. Like, it's just going to be it's just going to be a fight to the death regardless. But they were able to pull it out, get the Baron, and looks like they're setting up for Soul here.
Yeah, this is gonna. So, what do you think of the Soul in this game? How much does it impact MVP here?
I mean, I think if you're either team, you want Ocean Soul, and you don't want the other team to get Ocean Soul. Yeah, I mean, Ocean Soul would be huge for either team. But I don't know if Nutbusters are going to be able to stop MVP from picking this one up.
Looks like Fiora is coming.
We'll see how it plays out.
Team fight. Or I guess.
Yeah, Fiora kind of has to group at this
It was
point.
a really early pinch, and Fiora might die here.
Drawing away the Graves and the Caston, at least for a moment, though. We'll see if Nutbusters can capitalize on that on the other side of the fight.
And that's just a one team fight from MVP. That should be the game. They can just walk down mid, and get it. They seem to bit so that despite all of the situations on draft and the insane back and forth of this game, the Fiora menace with 20 kills, it seems like MVP did not let it get to them, and are able to take a really fun. I just like the damage graphic for this one. This is actually one of the most absurd back and forth I've ever seen.
I know, this is exactly what I wanted to see when I signed up to cast this. This is exactly what I was hoping for. I was hoping for numerous kills in not so many minutes, and that's what I got.
Nothing. There's no. Do you see this? There's nothing coming up.
Hey.
Okay, well,
there's an indie company on the other side of this, and you need to watch your tone.
Where is it?
Our sponsors are not appreciative of what's happening at the moment.
How does this game work? Can I check gold over time in post game? Well, I'm not gonna stream my client. Let me instead stream. Sorry, professional streamer or something. So yeah, that was a really absurd first series. So there is a new draft link. Draft is in 5 minutes, so that'll be very exciting to see. What do you want to see in draft differently between these two teams? Or what do you want to see change?
I think Nutbusters will probably pick red side again.
Yeah,
I think they feel more comfortable on red side.
Looks like side select is the same this time. Although I will change the assets to reflect the new team members.
I don't think that it's necessarily. We were talking about in the draft the priority placed on picking Ari and Fiora in the first round. I'm still not exactly certain what exactly prompted this decision, but I think that I don't think it's necessarily an issue. I think you can do these things. I just don't know if the champions for Nutbusters synergize as well as you might hope.
I assume it had in part to do with the late draft had in part to do with this roster switch. So just a clarification, MVP did have the opportunity to basically just call game one a wash, and redraft it because their draft was clearly for a different team. But given presumably the win, they've elected to move forward with the series as is.
Right. I think that Nutbusters, what I want to see from them in Game 2 draft, I want to see Adam on another favorable matchup that he can pick. I think not to like leak the strats on Puza, but I think he is newer. He has like a smaller pool that you can target. He picked Cassante here. I think is honestly matchup knowledge gap there.
Mm-hmm.
There's definitely angles as the Cassante to not be turbo gapped by Fiora, and I just think that he didn't have the opportunity to exercise those things. So I think you need another strong pick for Adam. I think that in mid lane, I don't know if I want to. I think you definitely ban Kassadin. I don't think you let Kassadin up. I know
Right.
I said you probably don't want to prioritize Heroic's pool as much because you can't ban everything, but I think you need to ban Kassadin.
Yeah, I feel like this is the
Um,
trend in series against MVP is whether it's 2 or 3 or game 1 or game 2, Heroics has put out these insane performances on these scaling champions where he somehow gets strong early and then by the late game it feels impossible to play against. And then despite the poll to do I guess rational drafting where it's like we can't draft around it. He's just the poll is too strong and he just proves to be too much of a menace and you got to ban it.
yeah, I'm definitely not saying if you ban Kassadin, Heroic won't have another superstar performance. But what I'm saying is, unless you think you're better than the enemy mid laner and you plan 100% on picking a mage, especially in the first rotation, I think you need to ban Kassadin if he's a relevant pick, just out of necessity.
No,
I think if the game goes on for X amount of minutes, then Kassadin becomes a win machine,
right.
and especially if he can, create advantages for himself from the beginning of the game in lane, it's especially scary. So I definitely think you need to perform that ban adaptation in draft.
Mm-hmm.
Really, other than I think their champion synergy could have been a bit better in their previous draft, and I think they need to reprioritize. Um, I don't know, like the pick order, and be a bit more conscious. I think we were also working off incomplete information because we thought that
Right.
Mike was the jungler. So who knows? I always talk out my backside. So I mean, what's new? But I think that's what they need to do.
Yeah, I think that part of Netbuster's draft last game definitely had to do with them. I don't think they didn't know who they were playing until last minute, which definitely causes for a more chaotic draft environment where you have these plans, they go out the window. You're like, can we still play this, or do we have to reset everything? So, I hopefully they get a little bit more of a the 5 minute thinking time this time, which theoretically should be more than they got last time, which is pretty crazy. But we should see draft starting any second now. Hopefully, we're not
Yeah,
going to
no,
get.
I think even though they lost, Nutbusters they still played well. So
Yeah,
I think if
definitely.
you just take a step back and look into your draft a little bit more, set yourself up for a little bit more success in game, then I think we can see them capitalize more on that and potentially come back and turn this into a 3-game series.
Absolutely. That's the dream. You definitely want to see this go along, especially as a caster. It's like I just want to see exciting gameplay. Whatever Dean might call us biased or whatever. But like, I just want to see more League of Legends with these sick players. That's my goal here. That's why I'm here.
Oh, there is not a bias angle here at
No,
all.
no, 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 no.
If I hear someone accuse me of being biased, then
We should. I'll kick him from the server. Admin abuse. I'll get him out of here. If anyone has any problems in the chat, don't say it. I don't want to hear it. Especially
yeah, you can meet me inside the rusty spittoon. That's
Exactly.
if you can get in, and then we'll settle it. Okay.
Oh, so we are a minute behind on draft, but that's fine. That's normal. Yeah, just really hoping it's not. I love my dictators, Avery and Jacob, as it should be. That is the server's motto now under our rule. So yeah, Nutbuster or MVP have rated up for draft. Wait, Nutbusters. So I actually don't know. Clicking through these slides, so this is the champion stuff for last time, which is so I guess are there any so obviously last time draft has started. I can stop. So we are going to see the game plan come out again, and I think that makes sense. And there is the cast in straight up.
We were expecting this.
Yeah.
Curious to see if MVP changes their strategy up at all. So far, we're looking to see 2 of the same band so far, at least. Okay, Fiora. Definitely makes sense. I don't know in the long run, kind of like with the heroic situation. I don't know in the long run how much the individual pick matters.
Right.
But definitely something that you saw you might not necessarily have an answer for in the previous game. So smart move to get it out of the way.
And so we are, seeing the. Oh, so they're still banning the Rengar. That's fun. I guess I didn't see the Twitch as too much of an issue there. To throw a ban on it. That's fun. That's exciting.
Yeah, I mean, kind of throwing the aside from the Fiora, they're making a statement in draft here saying, "We won. We know what works. Let's see what you got."
Yeah. Okay. So
this is kind of what I was expecting.
Yeah.
The in lieu of Pooza's pool potentially being pinched,
they're just going to risk
they just pick him Yorick. They just pick him a champion that he is confident on, has experience on, and I think that is really the most that you can do in a matchup like this, where there's kind of just a knowledge difference at the moment.
So we started seeing the deal pick out one of the strongest ADCs right now, which I guess I also said about Ashe, but I think both are true. Neela is very cool. She's very comp dependent or comp flexible because you have a lot of ADCs that are, work very well with, engage or disengage or enchanters, but Neela kind of just works with everyone. And we are going to see the Katarina come out. Zach's, specialty champion. Really exciting to see, but blind.
Yeah, I'm curious to see who they're saving R5 for this time.
Right. If we're gonna see, it was Seraphine last time, right?
No, Seraphine was picked
it wasn't the solo laner. That's all I know. I forget. Oh, I can actually check because it was the Volibear last time. Which is not most, notorious or stereotypical last pick, but. So we are going to see the Xayah Rakan, very classic duo, and I think quite strong right now. Rakan in particular, actually Rakan and Xayah are both strong individually and very strong together. I think she can play very aggressively if given the chance, and I think that Valor will definitely take that chance if it is in front of him.
Yeah, and especially in the face of an aggressive champion like Neela. Really, really strong duo that can kind of has, that added benefit of being that bit more slippery, especially when it comes to the recalls and things like that.
Right.
But I like the synergy that I see, the early synergy that I see from the champions on Nutbusters this time. I think that Amumu, Katarina, and Neela are kind of like, they're kind of like a circle. They're just blenders. And when you put the blenders together, you can kind of get some work done. So good draft improvement so far, I think.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely liking what I'm seeing a lot more. Looks like Adam was hoping to get the Briar, the illegal Briar, but
yeah, and here again, you're seeing like if there's someone on the enemy team that can play Silas, and you just want to draft champions that hit their R buttons together and just work really well together, then that champion can really put a downer on that.
Yeah, I think it's not something we actually see a lot in the server, but it's definitely something that I wish we saw, or in terms of the Silas, punishing the lack of a ban. And, as we're saying here, preventing it before it happens, because these are seriously strong ultimates. So we are seeing the same bans as last time with the Kindred and the Udyr. So maybe they would have drafted it regardless.
Well, it could be like I said. I mean, MVP says, I know what works. Do something different. Maybe they know for how they want to play, what they want to draft, that those champions are just no-goes to go against. They're saying, we're not worried about something other than what we know works against what we're trying to play. So we're just going to ban this.
Mm-hmm. And there is the Soraka coming out for Michaela. It's a very classic pick from her, one of her strongest. We've seen it a lot in the first 2 series in terms of presence, bans, and picks. Maokai is a really fun champion. Everyone loves Maokai. Very exciting, exhilarating.
Yeah, so it looks like unless it's Neela top, it is going to be Adam saved for last pick, which also makes sense.
Although they knew what they already knew what they're picking into. But I do think that picking the Katarina early makes sense as well. So
yeah, I mean, I guess if you're worried about it getting banned, it definitely probably wouldn't have made it through the round 2.
Right.
I agree. So yeah, I was gonna say it would have been nice to see more pressure on Dave to be picked R5, especially if they wanted to target Heroic's pool, kind of like they did in this draft. But I think their strategy was pick Katarina before it's banned, and then only ban bad matchups for it. So kind of something like a similar angle I was talking about with MVP. They just know what won't work, and so that's what they'll ban. So I think their draft is a lot better in game 2.
What happened? Wait, what are the lane assignments?
It's probably Maokai, John. Oh wait, Soraka.
It's gotta be
Soraka top.
Is it? What? It's
Nyla top. Soraka top. That's my guess. Probably Nyla. Probably Soraka Seraphine bot lane.
Yeah, it's gotta be Soraka Seraphine bot. But like, and then it's obviously, the Amumu is probably in the jungle, probably. Yeah, I guess it's just. Is it Neela top? I don't.
That's my first guess. Soraka is my second guess.
Yeah, we'll have to see. Let's see if my computer is going to make some weird sounds and Nom's going to make fun of me again. I think it should be fine. Getting the assets ready. And then we can actually take a look at, I guess, potentially the win rates of one configuration of what these lane assignments could be. Okay. So, I can get that pulled up here. So yeah, looking at these win rates, we've definitely had so almost all these champions have been played before, but actually it's similar to last time if I recall. But it turns out Valor.
Yeah, interesting to see that before the series started, the champion to watch was the 3-0 Zeri, and then here we see locked in the 0-3 Zaya. Sorry, I just completely forgot what that champion's name was for a second. I don't know how. But yeah, I see Zaya. Honestly, I think in the matchup that they're in, especially getting the Rakan duo, I mean, I don't think we should definitely take the past performance into consideration, but I think with the added context here in this series, I think that still going to be a pretty powerful pick.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I want to note the positive win rate from Puza on the Yorick. He's very, very good on that. I think a lot of the games with his Yorick have been, because of that, split push pressure. It's really exciting to see he has a lot of agency in that way. When other people cast, does the sound of the draft starting happen? Or because I feel like I don't hear that when I listen to other casts, but I don't know how to turn it off. Anyways, so if we look at the champions in general, actually, wait, is this right? So all but one Yorick game has been Puza, which is very cool to see.
Yeah, so
same with most of the Soraka games have been on Michaela.
Honestly, I didn't know that 5 games of Neela has been played.
Oh, this is okay. So this is. Well, I guess for the rest of these, it's not just this season. Whereas for Puza, it actually is. But yeah, so it has been a bit more than Michaela. But Yeah, I didn't realize we had so many presents from all these champions. I don't remember seeing all of this. I guess we got to keep better
Uh,
track.
Zaya 6-21 on the season though.
Yeah,
That
I think I
that
was talking
seems
about the
kind of.
podcast. Like she's so.
I don't know if that's a Scrim Zone thing or a League thing. I couldn't tell you. It's a bot lane character, but yeah, that seems off. I just look at that and I just like my eyes cross. I don't know.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Looks like we're having some mold in the server about role stopping, which is to be clear, the rule is you can do whatever you want. There is no limit on role stopping. It's a draft strategy, and if you have practiced enough that you can play on multiple roles, that's a skill that is reflected in your points,
Well,
and therefore
here,
it's
I mean, let's be specific. What's happening? What's the discussion?
well, it's just like people are like, you know, I didn't know that. We're like, oh, I thought we talked about this already. That, role stopping is. Some people are against it, some people are for it. However, the consensus.
Because I remember there were some grumblings a couple of weeks ago about it, but I thought it was handled then.
Yeah. Yes, it was.
Yeah, bros. PSA: if you can play League of Legends to a certain level in multiple roles, your knowledge level goes up by a bunch. Your understanding of the thoughts of your teammates in game potentially goes up, and your ability to I don't know, think about the game by looking at the map probably gets a little bit quicker if you don't have to consciously think of everything, and you can kind of shove as much as you can into the autopilot part of your thinking so you can focus on the more pressing issues currently facing you in the game. But yeah, so being able to play multiple roles, pretty cool. Makes the game a little bit easier for you to think about and play.
Yeah. And it's obviously a benefit to your team, but if you do that and your team starts winning a lot because of that, your points are all going to go up. So it's all the universe balances itself out. So it makes you a better player, and everyone, you should do it if they want, but they don't have to if they don't want to. It's just a lot of advanced server. But look, interestingly, we have not had a lot of these matchups. Yorick Nila, I'm not surprised about. Nila top is obviously a very niche, to put a certain way, pick. Maokai and Mumu, I am, I guess, a little more surprised about. We have had quite a few games of both of these champions. Especially Maokai after his mini weird. We get a lot more games, but we haven't seen any into each other. Echo Katarina.
Actually, no matchup data for the top half of the map for anything, and then only one game for the bot lane matchup. So champions that we have not seen in this draft permutation together before very often.
What do you think about these lane matchups? I'm a little support player. I don't know how solo lanes work. What do you think about, if you have any? I mean, obviously the top lane is probably just a big question mark. But do you have any input on the Katarina versus Echo lane?
Honestly, our resident one tricks probably know a lot more than me, but from my surface level understanding, I think Katarina has the advantage, especially earlier in the game. I think once Echo kind of reaches a point where he has a couple items on him, he really opens up and can start playing the game more so how he pleases than according to someone else. All things considered. But I think I expect Katarina to have the early advantage in this matchup, and then if Echo can stay relevant and Katarina doesn't just do Katarina things and walk bot lane for double kills, then we'll see that matchup start to shift more to being even and or Echo favored past the midway point of the game.
Yeah, absolutely. I think that that all makes sense to me. Again, I'm a I played bot lane. I don't know how anything works, but that makes sense to me. So I like the analysis. We're getting a lot of no deans from Mythic, which I'm always a big fan of. Anyone who's a sub should spam that emo right now. I want to see a lot of them. So yeah, we're seeing. Just to make sure we need the rosters. Looks like this time the rosters are as we expected. So big dubs there. Team's not gonna make fun of me for not reading the player's name. Actually, I'm kind of upset because at the beginning of the game, I swear I was gonna say, "Oh, I didn't know that he changed his account name. That's interesting." But I was like, "Oh, it's not worth saying." But apparently, it's a whole different dude. Let's go, Noah. I'm spamming the Odin. Love that.
Imagine, I honestly, part of me thought that potentially there was just like a random in the lobby somehow, and the game started, and they're just like, "Yeah, we're playing now."
Okay, so Brewer says Echo with Ignite can solo kill early, but later, if Katarina builds Dome, Tink build, it gets very hard, and that makes sense. Yeah, looks like we do have both laners for Ignite here. Just wanted to get the Echo expert, educated expert opinion. I used expert twice. That was a bad alliteration.
Yeah, and also, I don't know. I think Katarina sometimes takes Conqueror too. I mean, obviously, Dave plays Katarina. He's gonna make the best decision for him, but I'm curious if Conqueror was an option that he was thinking about taking.
Right.
And what led him not to, but...
I was going to say my zoomed in because I am.
Yeah, pretty standard neutral starts, similar to last game.
Oh, level 1 engage here. Trying to take advantage of this more passive double enchanter lane. So generally, when I pick double enchanter lanes, my idea is to basically just disengage or neutralize a threat of a pretty early aggro lane. For example, if you're into a Draven, I like the double enchanter. Pretty big trade here from Adam Top, but in this case, I'm not sure I super see the that same threat of the Zyra Khan, but obviously the double enchanter bot scales very well, so that is definitely something I'm looking for.
Yeah, Katarina dangerous.
Big trade flash. The flash ignite from Echo. And the last kick. I want to check on 50 health. Still here with the
super scary for Katarina there. The movement not really on point in the past 2 trades with dodging the Q. It looked like.
It looks so we have the wait, what? Okay, so that should be a solo kill. Oh, steps back in. I think he could have maybe gotten out. But
yeah, Adam definitely could have lived there.
Especially with the flash and the ghost up. Yeah.
I think potentially you don't have full information on the enemy jungler, so it's probably best just to save the cooldown. You got the kill with the fat wave crash.
Right. Yeah, and that is the Katarina going down with the or I guess gank, not a roam from the Maokai there.
Yep, good looks by Maokai to come through and secure that after Heroic played super well in those early trades.
Oh yeah, Puza having the TP there definitely made it sting a little less, but the CS before the dive was unfortunate.
Oh yeah, and that's just one of those things. You got to realize if the wave is especially slow pushing into you, your health is so much more valuable than your enemy laner's health.
They can just
like by orders of magnitude. Like especially imagine if a Mumu was top there. Like you're just dead 100% of the time.
Right.
And yeah, you don't want to be low health if there's a big wave crashing into you.
I'm surprised to see the exhaust on the Soraka here. You have, I feel like the only real big dive threat you have is the Echo, whereas generally heal has a lot of value on something like Soraka because of all the increased heal shield power, which I believe is affected by heal, and just getting out of those sticky lane situations.
Yeah, curious to see how the lane state develops top. It looks like Adam has the option to freeze the lane if he can, if he wants to. But
some
gank coming off mid.
Mid again. Should be a dead Katarina here. I could just ease once he has it up. Yeah, there's the kill.
Yeah.
So we saw both Maokai and Amumu converging, around the lower river there, but Maokai went for the gank, and Amumu could not do anything about it because Katarina is so pitched up. Can we show Echo runes? I would love to. So we do have. Okay, York flashes away.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know, just heavy trading coming down bot lane from the side of MVP whenever they get the chance. Definitely Soraka and Seraphine have a good ability to replenish some of that health if they go negative in the trades. But definitely want to
Stepping
look
a
for
bit
those
far
windows.
Okay. I think that should be a... I was gonna say a flash or kill, but I guess it's both.
Yeah, trying to bait the dive here. Mumu is there though to respond.
Neela ult, pulling them both in. That she would. Wow, that was such a good Neela ult there, pulling him out of the turret. Oh no! Wait, how did he take aggro? I guess he was. Wait. What?
I'm not sure, but definitely another situation where someone could have lived the tower shot if they used their flash ability. But well played regardless on the follow-up. You know, I don't know what information they exactly were working
pushing up really far here. I mean, you have the Katarina coming down, but without the Seraphine ult, I don't think there's much you can do here.
Still level 5 on the Katarina.
Yeah. Though. Yeah. Wow. No. Yeah, with no... I mean, with either Seraphine or Katarina ultimate, I think that's a double kill. But, yeah, no. Pre-6 roam is just, yeah, unfortunate. Oof.
Yeah, I mean...
And while Echo is shoving the wave to turret.
Yeah, I've thoroughly been proven wrong, I think, by how this mid lane is played out. Maybe I've watched too much Cat Evolved at one point. I just figured that Katarinas with Conqueror could kind of just dance up and down the lane against champions that struggle with early mobility like Echo.
Right. No, I think that makes sense. I think Heroic is playing this really, really well. I mean, just the confidence, the way he's moving. Puza should be able to get out here, yeah. So Neela uses... Well, did she use anything there? I don't think she used anything there. Wait, did she... She didn't ghost, right?
No, definitely not.
Oh, that was her W sound effect. Okay.
Yeah, and you can see Adam is frozen this wave here. Puza down 30 CS right now, not really able to walk up. Good strategy. Get the ghouls going with the Maiden. If he doesn't die here... Or is he just trying to get the wave? This might be good for him if he can do it. No, the wave's not going to crash. Honestly, that was all things considered, that was a good attempt from him to break the freeze.
I just like seeing it. Like, whether or not it worked, I think that it had potential to work. Oh no.
Katarina baited to take the dagger into the Echo W.
Such
Maokai
a long CC there. Oh my god.
Yeah, Maokai kind of putting up the tent mid lane, but it's kind of what I said I wanted to see. I wanted to see some strong 2v2 mid jungle from this series.
Yeah, you're definitely seeing that couple synergy. I don't know. But yeah, definitely seeing some really good stuff. So we are gonna see this first dragon with this wave state and with the double enchanter bot. There's really nothing that Nutbuster's gonna do to contest it, especially with the Mumu top side. Heroic's going pretty deep here. He knows he has his team on Dragon, but...
This could be big.
Wow, flashes out and is going to live. Dodges the Amumu Q. And he's walking into the rest of his team. Oh no, this poor soul. Oh my god. Wow, Heroic lives. And just... Why? Silicone.
Yeah, that honestly was... I had to look because the coloration on the Mumu ultimate is a little off.
Yeah.
I was almost uncertain if Mumu had used ultimate there or not, or if it was up. But yeah, that Echo just kind of barely getting out, picking up the Katarina again though. But I don't know. It looks like it's going to be another game of if Adam can try to make a big enough lead to throw the game back in their favor.
Puza lives here, survives the dive despite the ghost and ult coming out. I don't. Oh no, that's a shutdown going to Katarina there.
Looks like just a back-to-back ego in the top and the mid lane.
So that's a big golden fusion. Well, I guess big golden fusion for Katarina, medium-sized golden fusion for Yorick there. Wow.
Brings the gold back into like that roughly 1K range.
Okay, Neela did not have a shutdown. I thought Neela had a shutdown, but either way.
I mean, still big.
Yeah,
that's a big, especially down XP. That's a big
boost
of XP as well.
So the other outcome of Pusa dying there, even if Neela also died, that would have been I mean, a game ender pretty much for the York lane. But so very glad to see.
It looks like Adam's gonna go right back to freezing.
Katarina is roaming bot, but the wave state doesn't necessarily look super accommodating for that. Especially with all the you know, the Tribush vision not being able to get the deep gank. Is this a kill? It is.
Let's see if. Oh no. And a Mumu's top. Okay, it looks like Makai can.
Ooh, really nice Seraphine ult coming out from Will there. I'm just gonna able Oh no.
Trying very hard to kill this Maokai.
Okay, this should just be a really, really easy double kill. Yeah, and that is a...
Yeah, I don't know who was making the express call to
this time.
Go on the Maokai very hard there, but you know,
not pan out for them.
And the rest of MVP, aka the mid lane, there to respond.
Echo has taken, I think, like 4 or 5 turret shots this game with no one around. That's the key to winning lane, guys. You have to take free turret shots. That's empirically, you can see it here.
If spectator cam doesn't see it, does it really happen?
Exactly. So we're seeing the first item Hullbreaker. I'm not sure how standard. I'm not sure how Yorick works, to be honest. But that seems a bit strange to me.
I mean, yeah, I'm not a Yorick enjoyer, but don't know what the angle was on that. But
going for the 3v2 here, but might just die before
3v1
up. Well, yeah, they move. Yeah, okay. But yeah, Amumu just Amumu just did not have a chance to show up, and I'm not even. I mean, I think if it was a straight up 2v3, I don't think they win it. I guess they thought Echo, was gone. Because I think if you're, Neela there, if you're just against the Maokai and the Yorick, with Emu following up later, you could bait them in and then.
I think maybe I could be wrong, but here we see the Rakan knockout missing, but the charm goes off. They're still fighting.
Oh,
in the recall
really, really
kill.
nice dodge from Will. Really, really nice stuff. Wow, that was really good footwork from Nutbuster. Yeah, New Year's.
Yeah, and here we can see as the double enchanter bot lane gets a little bit of XP and gold behind them, it becomes quite a lot more difficult to
going
kill
for the
them.
dive, and that I think it would have just been a straight up Maokai double kill alone, but
yeah, but obviously Maokai there to
assist.
help out. Gonna drop the Herald. This is
wow.
probably 2 towers going down bot lane.
Yeah, Yorick with his Hullbreaker, you can see there's just so much tank here.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say before the bot lane. I think the Hullbreaker also helps to make it a lot harder for Neela potentially to freeze.
Right.
If you can buff the cannon minion, and get that working. A flash on the oh damn, she's just gone. She got snapped.
Oh my, the passive there just destroying. Oh my god.
Yeah, there's 2 towers going down bot. Maokai goes in, Q knockback. This is a dead Seraphine.
Yeah, this is a head Echo.
They can keep pushing bot too. No one's responding.
And the thing about this Echo compared to the last game's Fiora is that Echo can do whatever he wants. He can team fight, he can split, he can...
Adam gets the return kill on Valor there.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, Echo is not so limited with the Hullbreaker as the Fiora, and is really Heroic as a player is really, really, really good at pushing these advantages when he gets them, which he often does. So yeah, we'll have to see. I think the shutdown on the right members of Nutbusters could definitely play an impact there, but Heroic does not seem very eager to give that shutdown up with how he's playing. Yeah, we have too many Echo players, man. I don't know.
Honestly, the pushing power of a Sheen Echo on a Magi's that's potentially about to get 10 more stacks is really, really not something that you can ignore.
Oh yeah.
Nutbuster is looking to pick up this dragon though.
Oh, I did not know this is a
before
real item.
MVP can get back on the map.
People build Echoes of Helia? I don't know.
Echo is sitting out of vision though. Assassination on the APC Seraphine.
Is that a... Yeah,
That's just a triple right there.
I think that was the wrong time to take a stand. The dragon... I don't know. I'm not sure how important that dragon was. I mean, they secured it, but at the cost of their base.
Definitely. I think they might have been able to be a little faster on it, but definitely a good call to get the dragon before MVP can get back out on the map to respond.
Yeah,
I think
there was
just a little bit of misexecution on the back end of it potentially.
Oh no! Unfortunately, with the Seraphine ult. So
Echo still has ultimate
ult,
too. Maokai should. Oh, they're still gonna fight.
Oh, okay. The Echo's not gonna get a stun off, but
yeah, I mean MVP clearly kind of in that take whatever fight you can get mode.
Yeah, they're saying whose base is this? I thought it was. You said it was yours. Not quite.
All your base are belong to us. Yes. But yeah, honestly, just at that point in the game, up 10k gold at 17 minutes, where they say, if you're going to be on my screen, I'm going to click you, and you better no longer have some way to deal with it. Yeah. Baron coming up in a little under 3 minutes here. That's in line with Dragon. Honestly, we might see the end of the game.
Yeah.
Relatively close to that. But
oh, it's the what's it called? The Rakan's item. The root.
Everfrost?
Everfrost Rakan support. Yeah,
I mean, Rakan has probably quite a bit of gold in his pocket relative to a normal support budget at the moment.
Yeah. Actually, you can compare. He has almost 2,000 gold, or they have almost 2,000 gold.
Only 2k gold behind Valor at the moment too.
Yeah.
But
yeah, Neela just went bye. These are.
Yeah, Neela have been trying to.
We're not gonna mention that. That did not happen. Probably. So.
Yeah, but Mumu kind of trying to be in his jungle or his jungle. I don't know if you can call it that at the moment, but
Brewer said this is looking like me smurfing now. Wow, that's high praise.
There's going to be the Katarina going down. Soraka will follow shortly. And this looks like
what is that shield? Oh my god.
Yeah, it looks like this is going to be the end of the game here.
I don't want to look at this.
A little bit of bad sportsmanship coming from the top lane of New York Nutbusters. Not something you really want to see.
No.
Kind of lame.
Yeah,
it's being honest.
Not
but
environment to foster in Scrim.
GG's to MVP, and good on the rest of New York Nutbusters for having the mental fortitude to play the game out.
Yeah, this is definitely an unorthodox series, but I think that MVP made the most of it, and at the end of the day, it's just a series. This is a game. We're having fun, so that's a dead carry now. Yeah,
just barely. Yeah, I imagine they're gonna respawn, / regroup, and they're gonna head to the Baron. They're gonna take it, and they're gonna click the Nexus.
Right. Yeah, we do have. So we have the Baron now. We have the Dragon spawning in 30 seconds. I imagine that we're not going to see both of those taken. We might see. So I'm not sure we're going to see Adam come back.
I mean, he already left. I mean,
yeah. has more than 1 kill a minute. Is that right? Oh my god, he does. Echo with the 21 kills in the 20-minute game. Echo has more kills than the Nutbusters combined. Yeah, this is really disgusting stuff. I mean, it's just 1v3ing.
That big ulti.
1v3.
To just nuclear bomb the inhib.
Kill. And that is just the game.
Looks like we'll see the end of the game here. Yeah, GG's MVP, and GG's New York Nutbusters. Definitely was a good series until, I don't know.
Fucking Riot! There's something missing here! Riot. Well, that was quite a... that was a unique series. I mean, I think really well played from Nutbuster, from MVP. I think the drafts were interesting, and Nutbusters especially showed, I think a lot of good drafting technique in stuff like, the Silas bands, but then when it came to the execution of the picks themselves, I was not super in love with it. Like someone in chat was talking about, you have the double AP bot lane when you already have a Katarina and the Amumu. But, I think that this is a very fun series to watch regardless.
Yeah, that first game especially is one of the games of all time. That one was really fun to cast. A lot of back and forth, a lot of high octane action, a lot of Bud Light Baron plays, and State Farm TSD at 15. But yeah, I don't know. Do we want to try to get someone from MVP
I think that,
in here for a little bit of talkie?
Yeah, let me. Do you want to ping him in season discussion? See if he wants to stop in, or because I'll just drag him if he does. I don't want to drag him unannounced though.
It's okay.
I think we were hoping to get Heroic in here. I'm looking at chat.
Yeah, here we are. We're trying to figure out who's going to come in here.
Oh,
and
we
get
guys said
grilled.
you need to do MVP. Oh,
okay.
Someone direct Valor. Yo, what's up, Valor?
All right. Yeah, GG's to you and MVP. I think you had good performances in both those games.
Mm-hmm.
Did you wanna start with a question, Jacob, or did you want me to?
I'm curious about the draft plan going in, because obviously game 1 was a bit confusing scuffs with the draft, but then game 2 you employed pretty much the same strategy despite knowing the new roster. So I'm just curious where your heads are at.
I'm gonna be 100% honest here. After we realized that the game 1 draft was based on like who was actually playing and not playing, because it was kind of scuffed that way, I still had it backwards of who was playing.
Oh no!
So when we drafted in game 2, in game 2, we totally were like ban everything, still not thinking about the player that's not playing. It was hilarious. I noticed that after we banned Rengar, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wait, who did they say wasn't actually playing? But yeah, no, it was funny. It was a good time though. It was enjoyable.
So I'm curious with the were you guys not worried about the Twitch at all? Because game 1 you let through, game 2 you also let it through, but then
yeah, we didn't feel like banning the Twitch. Personally, like the matchup for me at least with Twitch, I don't find Twitch to be too much of a problem, especially like lane phase, not too much of a bully. And then team fights, it really just can come down to if we can get the CC on Twitch. If the Twitch is like actually strong, then we have to try and focus it. But and Will's a great Twitch. Don't get me wrong. When he was our ADC, he popped off many times on it. So we know his strengths on it. But I think it was just more of if it's not going to be a problem in lane, we can deal with that when it comes to the team fighting, because now we're giving them, like, if we didn't give them Katarina, we didn't give them Gangplank, but we gave them Twitch, out of all of the picks, which one is Heroic going to be able to delete the easiest? So, with a late game scaling assassin like Kassadin, it was like,
we saw
the
some
Twitch shouldn't be
disgusting
able
stuff.
I think there was a clip where he like R flashed onto Twitch and then like it was R flash WE and Twitch was gone, like eviscerated off the face of the earth.
Yeah. Exactly. So it's one of those that like Twitch, especially in the hands of Will, can become scary if it gets online, and the team can be like really hard to play around it. But knowing that they wanted to probably draft more towards their top side to go after Puza, since a lot of people like to try and get as much gold off of Puza and take over the game that way.
Right.
But we always play it out to think about what we can take off the worst case scenario for us. So like solo lanes, make sure those are like as decent as possible. Make sure Puza can be kind of comfortable. He's gonna, there's always gonna be a pick or whatever he's gonna have to deal with. That's gonna be a little bit harder, but we were okay with the Twitch getting through.
Is that the reason why you saw the adaptation to the first pick Yorick in game 2? Just definitely get Puza something that he feels comfortable on, and
sure. Yeah, sure. That's I could say out of all of his champions, there's like there's like two or three that he can fall back to. Like he's got a few right now that he easily can fall back to. But he is still trying to like broaden and try different things. Like he's very open. We're all very open to the idea of when we practice, and especially like game 1 openers, play something different. Play something you've been playing the past week or two. Try and feel it out. And he always is like, hey, I like this champion. I'm gonna play this one. And he starts playing that for the last 4 or 5 days. So Cassante, for example, he started playing Cassante, and it's just let him enjoy himself.
Let him cook.
More. Yeah, let him cook. Yeah, exactly. We don't need to force him. We have a very strong team in general, and so I would rather have everybody enjoy themselves and like actually enjoy their time than care about forcing the try hard. We must win. Play the safest thing as possible. Like, nah, let him cook.
I love to hear that from
you. Really cool to see Puza pull out like some of those like different picks, especially in the series. And definitely good efforts when the camera went top lane, especially in game 2. Good efforts to play that lane to his fullest ability. So super cool.
Oh yeah.
Did you have any questions about the series? Like the series in particular going forward, Jacob?
I can't think of anything particular.
We got MVP awards.
So game 2, I think it's pretty cut and dry.
100%.
But, game 1, it's tough.
100% Puza.
Oh yeah,
Puza's game.
Yeah, so, yeah. But game 1 is a bit tough because obviously have the crazy Cassid and stuff. But who enabled him to stay in that race was a question. But I think for me, it's probably Heroic again.
Yeah. But I just didn't know if you guys voted or not already.
I don't think we had forgotten about that between games.
Yeah. I think, looking at the 2 games, I would almost say it's too easy to give it to Heroic for both games. But yeah, I think if we're being completely objective, I think it probably goes to Heroic for both games.
No, that makes sense. I just didn't. I was just curious. Because we looked at exactly, and we, I think even as a team, we all know Heroic is definitely like the strongest player on our team. He's even taught me a lot since him and I have been playing together. And even Aya, like both of them are our highest ranked players, and they're both really, really good. So they have taught a lot to the macro, and especially when we take on the newer players on the servers or even newer people to League, like it's always nice because you can watch them adapt and get better and better. Yeah. And Puza is going for an MVP. He says he's gonna get one.
No, we're absolutely getting an eye out for that. No, absolutely.
Yeah, no. So I guess did you have any other closing thoughts about this series before we potentially discuss some upcoming matchups or anything like that, Valor?
For this series, no, I think it was a good games. I'm sad there was a little bit of a tilt in there, and I just like I know it happens. And I take no hard feelings to it. I wish that everybody would just enjoy it. The games in general. I mean, this is a fun community thing. So, but I get it. I understand getting like we all have heated moments. I can't say I haven't been heated before, and even just signups. But for that series, no, everybody played well. Even both teams. I think everybody did play well, and I'm just excited to play again. I love to see them again.
Heck yeah. Love to hear that.
Yeah, no, and I think your next series here is against I think it's Rift Sharks.
Are you guys scheduled? I think as far as I'm aware, the next series is Spectres versus Rift Sharks on Monday.
Wait, ours? Oh, the next series is Rift Sharks versus Spectres.
Well, the next series, like in chronological order, but like your team's next series, I believe, is against Rift Sharks.
I think it depends on availability.
I'm gonna go with the ego on it, Dean. If you're listening, it's gonna be a 2-0. Bring the heat. Woo! Last time I didn't get to go against Dean. I think he was subbed out that game. So don't try and dodge this one. You and I need our bot match.
Or you can hear him rubbing his hands together.
He's
got the mind of a menace right now. He's going to tell you exactly how it is.
So Dean, he might not remember this, but I have a little grudge match against him due to a signups match we had. Yeah, I can't remember the exact matchup. I'm pretty sure I want to say, was I a Philios or was he a Philios? One of us was a Philios, but he popped off. He just decimated me. Like I couldn't even play the game. I think I picked Vayne and it was a Philios. Or I picked Vayne and then he countered with a Philios, and it was just like, man, I need to play this guy again. That was not fair. That was not fair.
And so you've been waiting for the rematch.
I wanted it. The first time we faced them, I was so excited, and it was Hittery, and I love Hittery, but I was like, man, I want to go against Dean so bad.
Listen to your call-out post, Dean. Stop running away.
Yeah, Dean, stop running away from me. Yeah, it's MVP's coming for you.
I will say that with this series resulting the way it did, Noel mentioned in the chat, we do now have a three-way tie for second place between Metabusters vs Sharks and MVP, which is really exciting. We have a really, really tight middle pack. Which shows there's a lot of competition in the server. Spectres, we have a bit out front in number one. But
I want to put it out there, Spectres. It was a really hard toss up for me when we got to do our voting for what teams we thought were going to place where throughout the whole season. Spectres, I put second, and it was actually hard because looking at them, I think they're a first place team already, but I can't put my team in second. I can't. That's wrong. But they are definitely they cook a lot.
Yeah, no, sure.
But I get it. You definitely can't put slander on the homies. you gotta put the homies on top.
Oh yeah.
I think really good series from your team. Really good showing. Jacob said solidifying yourself in that tie for in the top towards the middle of the pack, and look really forward to playing you guys again. And really good for Nutbusters. Thank you for the guys that stuck it out.
We saw a lot of good play.
Oh yeah, and no doubt to them too. Honestly, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Even New York Nutbusters, they got 2-0 this series, but they perform really well and they can get to 3 games, and it's super close in a lot. So it's just like Metabusters last season. Like the zero wins to me does not really justify how good the team is.
Yeah.
And they even played very well towards their strengths, and they had a game plan, and just both ways it'll come out. Our game plan, even if you look at game 1, that Fiora was out of control. Like it was to the point where it was like we thought we were out. We thought we have to go for 3 games to win this series, which would have been nice to see as well. Even though their game 3 drafts are always kind of funky, but yeah, even first game when we were like, oh, we have Kassadin and they have Fiora, we can't match those, like that Kassadin can't match that Fiora. So Heroic already knew that, and he was trying to find areas he can move around and not be near the Fiora, so he could just go against the rest of the team and just 1v4, and then the Fiora would have to try and split push and force something. So they had a game plan, and it almost worked out game 1. Game 2, I don't know where their direction went. I think they just went with what they thought would be good carries on their main players and see how it could go. But overall, like I said, the 0 in the wins does not justify how good they are.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, well put. I said. You got any closing questions, Jacob? Or,
I think we covered a lot of ground. I'm excited for the comeback, or the next game between Valoran and Dina. I'm seeing that. I want to cast that one. I'm calling it now.
Yeah, we'll have to come back for the.
We gotta bring it back. But I think I'm out of everything. If you have any closing thoughts you want to say, or either of you have any closing thoughts.
I want to shout out my team real quick because Pooza and Liz both are new to the server, and they both have really like grown into the community very well and are very friendly with everybody else and playing in their signups and even with us and like learning and adapting to how our play styles are because of course Heroic Aya and I have already played together. So learning and picking up where they're needed and what they need to do for these games. They've already come a long way, and I'm super excited to see how well they can just keep adapting throughout the rest of the season because it's nice to watch these players grow and become better and just really up-tune their performance as they have been.
I agree. More blood for the blood gods. We need more and more people. That's honestly what makes it the most fun is all the different people you get the chance to talk to and play with.
Yeah,
exactly. Yeah.
But yeah, no. Thank you for coming on for the interview.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me.
Really fun time casting. But yeah, thanks for coming on.
Yeah.
All right. See ya.
Bye.
Really cool series. Like I said, I'm content build. I always want series to go to 3 games.
Exactly.
But you can't have your way every time. GG to both teams.
Yeah, both teams
hope to see everyone here next week. Yeah.
Yeah, keep an eye out for
and here tomorrow
Monday.
for that Spectres game, guys.
Yeah. Hoping for another game you're talking about. Maybe you're not hoping for a game 3 on that one, but I'm absolutely hoping for it.
I'm content 24/7. I want 3 games. I like League of Legends.
Exactly. We're all here for the love of the game. That's what we're here for. So keep an eye out for 9 p.m. tomorrow. Spectres vs. Sharks. That's the next series. I think that's all I got. So I think we might sign here.
GG's everybody. Right. Good night. Peace and love. Catch you later.
What he said.